class 9. Today is, as you can see, 12, and this is a video on economic application. We have already started lesson number 2, chapter number 2, that is the law of supply, and we shall continue today in this video. Today we are going to discuss about the law of supply, its statement, supply schedule, its type, supply curve and its type. So this much is what we are going to learn today. So the first, before we begin this lesson, I must tell you, supply is discussed or supply is considered from producer's point of view. Please recapitulate that in the previous classes that we discussed regarding the demand, we discussed it from consumer's point of view because the consumer creates the demand. But when we discuss about the supply, it is the supplier, producer who supplies. Statement of the law. For your convenience, I will once read it for you. What does it state? The law of supply states that other things remaining the same, the quantity of any commodity that producers will be willing to produce and offer for sale rises with a rise in the price and fall with a fall in its price. Before I discuss this, let me remind you, law of demand is very opposite to the law of supply. Law of demand was from consumer's point of view. That means the consumers demanded higher when the price was low. It would be fruitful, no? And the consumers will buy less when the price rises. That was the law of demand. Law of supply is just opposite to that. Now, when you are a producer, you would like to sell more when the price is high, isn't it? You will get more money. And when the price is less, as a producer, you would like to supply less. Otherwise, a big loss will be caused to you. So, this is the same statement. Other things remaining same. Other thing remaining same means assumptions. That there are certain conditions that will remain same, should not change, as long as the law of supply operates. So, other thing remaining same. A producer would like to supply more and more at higher price and would like to supply less at a lower price. This is the postulate. This is the statement of the law. That means a supplier will supply more, a supplier will supply more when the price is more, and a supplier will supply less when the price is less. So what kind of relationship do you get? A direct relationship. In the law of demand, you have an inverse relationship. You have an inverse relationship in the law of demand, but here you have got a direct relationship. Direct relationship means when the price decreases, supply also would decrease, and when the price increases, supply would also increase. So these are direct relationship. Inverse relationship means when the price falls, the demand increases, and when the price rises, the demand falls. So inverse relationship. Inverse means opposite. So this is the statement of the law. Now supply schedule. You have learned the demand schedule. Supply schedule is very similar to that. Only the difference is in place of demand you have to use supply, and you have to consider it from supplier's point of view. So what is a supply schedule? Supply schedule is a tabular representation. It's a tabular representation showing the different quantity of a commodity that suppliers are ready to offer for sale at different price. So here price and here quantity, supply. So at different price, how much is the quantity that the suppliers are ready to produce and offer for sale? That table is called schedule. Am I clear? So supply schedule is a tabular representation showing the different quantity of a commodity which the suppliers are ready to produce and offer for sale at different price. So that is a supply schedule. Supply schedule is of two types. Individual supply schedule refers to the same definition. Okay, individual supply schedule refers to that particular quantity of a commodity which a particular individual, this is very important, which one individual or which one household or which one producer would like to produce and offer for sale at different price. That is individual supply schedule. It is a tabular representation of different quantity of a commodity which one particular supplier or a household is ready to produce and offer for sale at different price. So this is for one. All the definitions are same. This is for one supplier. But when so many suppliers are there in a market or in a place and together they supply that becomes a market supply schedule. Like, market supply schedule refers to the total quantity of a commodity which all the suppliers of a place or a market is ready to produce and offer for sale at different price, which is represented in a tabular form. The tabular form is very important for you to mention. Tabular form is schedule and graphical form is curve. Tabular form is schedule, graphical form is curve. Alright? So, if I make that somebody say producer price, when the price is 10 rupees, price in rupees and quantity supplied in kg. When the price is 10 rupees, somebody is producing 20 kg and selling it. But when the price becomes 15 rupees, he would like to supply 32 kg. Okay, so when the price is increasing, he is supplying more. So this is an individual supply schedule because this is producer for producer X. Because there is only one producer. So this is individual supply schedule. This is a table. So since it is a tabular representation of different quantity of a commodity produced and supplied at different price presented in the form of a table by one individual called X. So this is the individual supply schedule. It is individual because only one person, and it is a schedule because it is not a graph but this is a table. And what is it showing? The different quantity of commodity produced and offered for sale at different price. But if the same kind of table is shown for different individuals or different suppliers, like say for an example, the price is given, price in rupees, okay, and these are quantities supplied by X, by Y, by Z. Three persons are there in a place. So if somebody at 10 rupees he was supplying 20. Somebody may be willing to supply 25 or 28, and then when the price increases to 12 rupees, he may increase to 22, 28 or 30. So three portions are there, no? X, Y, Z. Then what is it showing? This is a tabular representation. Table is there, showing the different quantities of a commodity supplied by different producers at different price. Then this is purely the case of a market supply schedule. If it is not of one person, individual supply schedule, but if it is for several persons or all the persons is staying in a place or a market, and if the table shows the different quantity of a commodity produced and offered for sale at different price, then that is a market supply schedule. So what will be the market supply schedule? Market supply schedule is the sum total of all the individual supply schedules. That means when the price is 10, X sold 20 units, but at the same price Y sold 25 units, and at the same time Z at the same price sold 28 units. So at 10 rupees, how much was the total quantity sold in the market? At this 73, and at price 12, how much the total quantity sold? At this 80. So this is this and this individual, this and this individual, this and this is also individual, but this and this is market. This is individual supply schedule. Individual supply schedule. This is also individual supply schedule, but this is market supply schedule. Did you understand? It's very simple. Now come down to the next topic. This is called supply curve. Supply curve is the graphical representation. Only that is the difference. Supply curve is the graphical representation representing the different quantity of a commodity produced and offered for sale by a consumer at different price. The definition is same. This a graphical representation is schedule, and tabular representation is schedule, and graphical representation is curve. So that is supply curve. Now what is individual supply curve? Individual supply curve is a graphical representation of different quantity of a commodity, produced and offered for sale by one person or one individual at different price. That's an individual supply curve. Market supply curve is once again the same graphical representation showing the different quantity of a commodity produced and offered for sale by all the producers of a place or a market at different price. By one producer, by all the producer, graphical representation showing different quantity of commodity produced and offered for sale at different price. Definition is same. Only one word here and there you have to do. Alright? Now, let us represent the schedule in terms of a column. What happens? Say for X, this for a portion X, if this is a schedule, then how will you convert this in terms of a graph? That's a curve. O, X, O, Y. This side shows the price and this side shows the quantity supplied. Make unit 10 and 15, so you can make a price 10 and 15, so you can make a margin of 5, 10, 15. So 5, 10, 15. You must write price in rupees. These are quantity supplied in kg. Okay, 15. So unit is 20 and 30, so you can make 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Alright. So that means at 10, 20 kg is supplied. So at price 10, 20 kg is supplied, 16, 20. 20 kg is supplied. Where does it intersect here? And when the price is 15, 15 here, when the price is 15, 32 kg. 20, 24, 28, 32. 32 kg is supplied here. Join it. So this is SS. This is supply curve. This is called supply curve. Supply curve. And if you have to be specific, this is individual supply curve because this is the detail contained for one portion called X. A portion called X. Okay. So this is individual supply curve. Remember, this was the shape of a demand curve and this is the shape of a supply curve. Demand curve is always downward sloping. It must slope downward. Supply curve is always upward sloping. This difference you must clearly understand. Now, based on the based on the market supply schedule, we can draw the market supply curve. Together I'll draw, okay. O, X, X, O, Y, these are price, these are quantity supplied. You fill up yourself. Unit is 5 or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Units are, okay, 4, 8, 20. Up to margin of 4. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 66, or 64, 68, 72, 76, 80. Alright. Now see, I am drawing individual supply curve for only X. 10, 20, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10, 20, here. 12, 22, 12, 22. Here. If you join this, you will get 4X. Supply curve for X. X. Now for Y. 10, 25. At price 10, he is buying 25. 25 means here 25. And at 12, 28. At 12, 28 here. So this is for Y. Now for Z. At price 10, he is buying 28 unit. So 10 and 28. 28 is here. 28. And at 12, he is buying 30 unit. At 12, he is buying 30 unit. 30 unit is here. If you join this, you will get like this. This is for Z. Alright. So this is the individual supply curve for X, individual supply curve for Y, individual supply curve for Z based on the individual supply schedule. Now, how to draw the market supply schedule? Price and quantity. At 10, 73. At 10, 73. 73 is 72 here, 73 here. at price 10 here, and at 12 80, at price 12 80 comes here. Oh, sorry, it should join this. So this is a market supply schedule. Okay, so based on the individual supply curve, you can draw the market supply schedule. Now, what is the difference? Is market supply schedule is always steeper and quite away from the origin. Individual supply curve is closer to the origin, and this is steeper, and this is not slanting. This is slanting and this is steeper. So these are major difference is there, which you should understand from this. So dear children, statement of the law, supply schedule, individual supply schedule, in market supply schedule, then curve, graphical representation, individual supply curve and market supply curve. This is what we were supposed to learn in this video, and this is what we have completed. Now in the next video clip, I must explain you what are the different but assumptions. Let us complete the assumptions. There were assumptions that you learn in the demand, when we are learning the demand curve, where we learn the demand schedule and the demand curve. We learn about the assumptions. Assumptions are those conditions which should remain same. This ceteris paribus, or these are other things being same, these are the things which should not change. This should remain same. Now what should not change is given here in the book, and I will, in short, I will tell you what should remain same is the price of the commodity, and they include the price of factors of production, technique of production, price of other goods, goals of production, taxation policy, policy expectation, weather condition. These should remain same, and if these changes, then the law of supply will not operate or will not hold good or will deviate and will give you different concept. Now why this should not change, I have in detail discussed while discussing the assumptions to the law of demand, and law of supply is also basically same. So I leave this for your self study, and in course, if it is too difficult for you to understand, then we shall discuss it when the class resumes, or personally you can make some phone calls or you can text me. I will definitely make a video and send it to you. So thank you dear children, and take care of you.